Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, a humble request to you all, please subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 1000 subscribers. Also, I upload videos on daily basis at 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay, and this subscription won't cost you anything, but it motivates me a lot to make more such videos. Okay, now coming to the main topic, we are basically going to deploy a full-fledged application today. That is, the application will be having a front end, back end, as well as the database. Okay, just to show you or give you an overview of the application that we are going to deploy. So you can see this is the main registration page of the application. So let's provide the details on it. XYZ will be the first name, last name will be ABC. Let's put an email as y@gmail.com. All these details are fake. And password, let's keep it as admin1234. Username will be ABCDEF. Okay, let's click on submit. Okay, so you can see it says user has been registered successfully. If I go here, so username was ABCDEF and password was admin1234. Okay, click on login and you can see we are logged in, and we just to make sure that you can see here the role that we have assigned as of now is a user, and that is the reason that we are able to see the options to buy things. For example, if I click on this, you can see it has been added in our shopping cart. Okay, also this was the username, so it is showing here. Okay, if I click on remove, it will be just remove and total amount will be 0. Again, if I go back to shop, everything like we can see here, and we can whatever we want, we can just add it and buy it. Okay, this is a demo application only. Okay, and let's say that I want to sign out now. If let's say I am an admin, so that also we can do, like we can log in as an admin. If I provide the user details and password, click on login, we are logged in. If I scroll down, you can see here the role assigned now is admin. Okay, so this is good. I hope this is very interesting application, and you can see login page is also working fine. So everything in this application is full-fledged, having front end, back end, as well as a database to store the user details. Okay, now to show you how we are going to deploy the application, I have created a small a flow diagram just to make sure that you understand everything what we are going to do today. Okay, so first of all, basically this application will be deployed using Azure DevOps. Okay, so we will be using Azure repository to keep our source code. Then we will be using Azure pipeline to create this CI pipeline. Okay, so first thing that we will do is to compile the code and run test cases inside it. Once this is completed, then we will be performing some security analysis using Sonarqube, which is used for code quality checks and dependency check. So these two applications will be helping us in finding out if there is any issue with code smell, vulnerabilities, or all those kind of issues. If they are present in our source code, then that information will be shared to us in a report. Okay, using these two applications. Once this security analysis process is completed, then we will be moving on to Maven, which will help us to build the application and generate the artifact in the form of jar file. Okay, so once this has been completed, then we will be moving to next stage, which is Docker stage. So using Docker stage, we will build and push our Docker image to a Docker Hub repository. Okay, so once this is completed, then using Trivy tool, we will scan our Docker image to find out if there is any vulnerabilities sort of thing in our image. Okay, so if our Docker image is having multiple issues, okay, so that we can generate in a report and do the analysis on the list of vulnerabilities that is present in our image. Okay, using Trivy scan. Finally, we will deploy our application using a Docker container, and then we will be accessing our application through a browser. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. Okay team, so this is the DevOps organization. Okay, and I have created one project, Java web-app. So first thing that we need to do is add our repository. So we will click here, click on new repository. Okay, so basically I'm not going to create a repository, but instead import it, because we are already having the repository here itself. So you'll copy the URL, paste it here, and it requires authentication. So for that, we will provide user ID and password. Instead of password, basically we need to provide the PAT, which is personal access token, because passwords don't work. Okay, so we'll copy the personal access token, paste it here and import. See, the reason that there are two repositories, one I have just created to show you that when you are having multiple repositories, then while creating the pipelines, you will be seeing multiple option. Okay, leave it. Now, basically, repository is successfully imported. Now, one more thing I want to show you is agent pools. So when we go to project settings, there is a section pipelines, inside which we have agent pools. This is the place where we need to configure your own VM or like any other virtual machine on which you want to build your application. So for me, I created a pool and I have added this agent. Okay, so this is basically a virtual machine whose details you can see in backend. This is the virtual machine which I have added. In case you want to know how to add it, you can click on new agent and you will get the instructions. Like basically these are some steps which you need to follow, and following this your VM will be added. Okay, now coming back to the project. So repository, we have already like pushed our source code. Now we need to build it. Okay team, so once we have pushed our source code, next we can start building our pipelines. Okay, so you can left side you can see the option pipelines. If I click on it, this is the place where you will create your CI and CD pipeline. Okay, also before that I want to show you one more thing. On left side there is an option project settings. So basically in these days when you want to run your application, build and deploy your application using Azure DevOps, you need to add your own VM as an agent, which I have added here. Okay, so basically you need to create one pool. I have created the pool named as Aditya. Inside it we need to add an agent. You can see for now I have added one agent which is named as agent 1. If you want to add if you want to know how to add an agent, you can click on new agent and you will get the instructions, and you just need to follow these. Okay, now coming back to pipelines. So here we will click on create pipeline and we will use the classic editor because it is much easier as well as very user friendly interface it is having. Okay, so we are having Java based application, so we will use Maven. Click on apply. Okay, so one by one we need to configure this. So first of all we will select our own agent pool, then these details are correct only. Here again one time we will select our agent pool. Okay, so here we want to run compilation and test cases and then package. Okay, so but instead if we run package command also, that will consist of previous stages as well. That means compilation and test cases will already run. So here let's say that I don't want to run test cases, so I will just write an argument like dskip tests. Okay, and equal to value will be true. Now it should not trigger the test cases, and instead it will just build the artifact. Okay, now artifact format will be jar only, and I want the artifact name to be saying as shopping. Yeah, okay, so this is done, and rest we can just click on save and queue, and this will start the job. So let's start it and let's see if everything goes correct or not. Okay, so you can see the progress, we can track it here. Meanwhile, the machine that I have added, you can see here on this side, you can see this is the VM which I have added and which says running job agent job 1. Okay, and here you can see Maven, the command that we ran, Maven package, it has started downloading all the dependencies that is required to build the application. Okay, meanwhile, once this is since this is running, I will show you. Since I said that we want to add run Sonarqube analysis as well, so I have already created a Sonarqube container. Okay, and let's access that so that we can add it later. Okay, so this step is almost completed and pipeline is also completed now. Okay, great. So if we go back to the pipelines here, if you open our latest pipeline, and here one option you can see one published. This is basically showing the name of artifact which we have generated. Shopping was the name of the artifact, inside which we have target folder, inside which the main jar file which we want to use in Docker image is present here. Okay, now it's good, leave it. Now what we will do, we will configure Sonarqube. Okay, so for that we will be needing the IP address of our VM, put it, and then the port on which Sonarqube is listening, so that is 9000. And you can see Sonarqube is up and running, so we will just log in since we are doing it for the first time. So password will be admin, So first time if you are doing, you will need to change the password as well. So old password is admin, new password will be, let's say just Aditya. I will keep it. Okay, this is good. Click on update, and basically what we need to do here, we need to generate a token. Okay, so this is the interface of Sonarqube. In case you want to learn more about Sonarqube, how it works, I will just link a tutorial in the description which you can follow. Okay, now coming back to the page, so basically there is an option administration, and then we have security. So security is the section where all the users are present, and in this place you can generate your tokens. Okay, so we will click here, provide a name as T1, expires in 30 days, generate. So this is the token which we will be using in our pipeline. Okay, so since Sonarqube is an external tool which we want to use in our pipeline, basically we need to install a plugin / extension, you can say. Okay, for example, in Jenkins we have plugins, but in Azure DevOps we have extensions. So we will download, search for Sonarqube, click on search, and okay, so first one, which is the official one, so we can click on get it free, and this should install the extension in our organization where we can use Sonarqube. Okay, so okay, it is running yet. Yeah, so it is, if you are having multiple organization, then it will just ask like which organization you want to add to. For me it's just one, so we'll click on install, and within few minutes it should be installed and we are good to go, and then we can configure Sonarqube extension to our pipeline. Okay, so proceed to organization, going back to our project pipelines, and we want to configure the same pipeline. Click on edit. Okay, so we want to add a stages Sonar. Okay, there should okay, let me refresh, because there should one more option present, but it's not showing now. Just let me search again, Sonarqube. Okay, now you can see there are multiple options. So first we will add this one, then we will add this one. Okay, so here we need to connect to our Sonarqube server, which is this page. So how we will do that? For that, since we are not having now, so we'll click on new and we will configure it. So first of all, we need to add server URL, which will be this one till 9000. Let's copy this and paste it here. Token already I have generated here. Let's copy that as well and paste it here. Okay, name. So let's provide the name as Con. Okay, and I want this to have available in all the pipelines. So we will check this and click on save, and here you can see it has selected. Now out of these three options, we will select the use standalone scanner. Okay, and here I am not having any proper Sonar project.properties file, so I will select manually provide. Okay, because this is much easier. So project key name we will provide as shopping cart. Okay, and same we will keep as project name also, and this is good. Okay, so one more thing we need to add, which is to provide the path of sonar.java.binaries. I will put as dot. Okay, this is basically providing the path of a binaries file of our project. Okay, so this is good. Then we have this option. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, let's just save and queue so that we can start our Sonarqube analysis as well. This is in progress now. See, same thing you can even see here. If you see here, the last previous job was succeeded and the latest job is running now. Okay, since we have already ran our Maven package, so it should not take much time. As you saw, it just completed in few minutes. Now it is publishing the artifact, uploading 2 files. Those are jar files. Okay, so yeah, that is also completed. Prepare Sonarqube analysis completed. Analysis is running now. So you can see the progress. You can just track here how it is running analysis. These are the logs of the analysis, and if it's success, then it should share that detail here as well. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so if I go back to the logs, scroll down here, we can see analysis is success. If we go back to our Sonarqube server, close this page, go to Sonarqube server page, here we can see how many things it find out. There are 25 bugs, 6 code smells, and yeah, this much only it was able to find out. And total number of lines of code was 1.1k. 1100 lines of code were there which were scanned by this tool. Okay, so this is the reason that I say that we should, if we are following the DevSecOps, because like we need to add more and more security tools in our DevOps pipeline. So Sonarqube is one of such tool which is very easy to use and having a very user-friendly interface. Okay, so this is good. Now next thing what we need to do, we need to run an analysis of like for for finding out CVEs, which are like commonly known vulnerabilities. So those also we need to find out if our source code is having that or not. Okay, so that we will do using Owasp dependency check tool. Okay, so let me show you how we will be installing that in our source code pipeline. Okay team, so next up we want to perform the Owasp dependency check analysis. Okay, so first of all what you need to do, we need to install the Owasp dependency check extension. Okay, so let me just open it in a duplicate page, and from here we will go to browse marketplace. Okay, so here you need to search Owasp and let's search for it. Okay, so the first option that you are seeing, Owasp dependency check, you need to install it. It is also available for free. So once this is installed, you can click on here and here search for Owasp, and this option will be coming. So let's add it. And now we need to provide the project name and all. So I will just provide the project name as shopping cart. Okay, scan path, let's keep it as dot so that it can scan the root directory. Report format we want as HTML, and rest everything else we can just keep it as it is. Okay, also report directory, so it will automatically push it wherever, like mainly on root directory only, so we will leave it on that. Let's save and run it. Track the progress here itself. You can see it is running on pool Aditya, and here also we can see the progress. Okay, so it has started and it should not take too much time. Maven pom.xml. Okay, so artifact is created and it is being uploaded now. Yeah, now it is inside the Sonarqube stage. See, also note that if you are running the dependency check stage for the first time, it might take little bit of, like a lot of time, basically like around 10 to 12 minutes it will take, because it is going to download proper database of like all the issues that is available in known market. Okay, so yeah, that is done. You can see this time it did not took much time because it is already downloaded all the things. Okay, and here analysis is being done. Okay, report has generated, and yeah, pipeline is also success. So the dependency check stage also completed, and if you want to see the reports, we can go back to our pipeline. Okay, let's see if, yeah, you can see here inside artifacts the report is generated. If I click on it, it should be downloaded basically. Yeah, so here you can see every detail, whatever the like severity, whatever the issue, everything about the artifact, everything is generated. Okay, so in this way, like this is also like very known application for the security purpose, for the security scanning, which you should also know. Okay, so this is also done. This is good. Now let's go back to pipelines, and now what we need to do, we need to add the Docker build and push stage. Okay, so let's do that. Okay team, so next up what we want to do is to add Docker stage. Okay, so first of all let me just name these things properly. Okay, also like I will disable Sonarqube and dependency check analysis because we have already completed, and running them again and again, it's just like increasing our build time. So for now let's just remove it. So see, if you want to run Docker commands, if you are like running basic commands, you can just add like Docker, and you can run this command, add this task, and like provide the details about connection to container registry, container repository name, and you can run. But in my case, since my Docker file is not on like root directory, so I want to run it manually and with bash. Okay, so I will search for bash and I will add this. Okay, so here we want to run, let's name it as docker build and push. Okay, so the command that I want to run for docker is docker build. Okay, for now let's just build it and let's see that if it works or not. Docker build -t. Okay, then let's provide the name as shopping, then detail will be 1.0 colon tag we will use as latest. Then we need to provide the path of docker file, so that will be -f for the file, then docker/docker file space dot. Okay, now why did I put this? Let me show you the reason for this. If I go here, you can see there is a folder docker, and inside which we have docker file. Okay, so content of docker file you can see here. Okay, so this is done, and let's save this and let's start this build. Okay, we can track the progress here itself, and this should not take too much time because we have removed like disabled the Sonarqube as well as the dependency check stage. Okay, that is one of the good thing about like creating pipelines in Azure DevOps, like you can directly disable without any issues. Okay, yeah, so Maven stage completed and publishing the artifact now. Okay, yeah, okay, this is completed. Let's see. Okay, so you can see Docker stage was successful now, and this is good. Okay, that means like our image has been made. Okay, and to just see it again that if image is visible or not, if I run one of the command here, let's edit this pipeline. Okay, for now let me disable this one, these two. Okay, and in Docker stage, if I run the command as docker images, save and run, then we should be provided with the little information about the images that is present on our VM. Okay, so let's see Docker build stage. Okay, so if we go back here, yeah, you can see our image is already present here, shopping 1.0, tag is latest. Okay, and we want to run this. Okay, so let's like run our application through Docker itself. So let's say I want to run it, docker run, then -d. -d is for like running in the detached mode, and name I want as shop. Okay, port will be 8070. You can provide any port, but since I have written this in Docker file, so 8070. And name of the image, so you know, like image details even we can see inside our VM. So I will just run the command and docker images, we can see our images here. Okay, so let's copy this shopping, copy, and let's paste it here, and tag is latest. Okay, so this should like start our container, and we should be able to access our application. So let's try that. Build is started. Okay, yeah, Docker build stage it is now. It seems that it has started. Okay, so once the our container has been created, and just to confirm, we can check it inside our VM also. If we run the command as docker ps, which is for to check like how many what is that how many container are running. So you can see this is our like image which we have created, shopping 1.0 colon latest, which is the tag. Okay, so now if you want to access it, we can copy the IP address, paste it here, and the port on which the application is running, which is 8070/login, and you can come here, and we have logged in using the admin role. Okay, so if you want, like, you can just use the application, and we have logged out. Okay, see, if I click on login, it is like giving the information that please fill out details. Okay, so this is like pretty much for today's video, and I hope this application is like, since this application is full-fledged, having the H2 database front end, back end, and also we have deployed it successfully. So I hope the video was useful. If it was, then please give it a like. Also, if you are new on my channel, then make sure to subscribe. So with that being said, thanks for watching.